Seriously?
This is a football podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
Totally a football podcast, not a anything else podcast. And go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
Welcome to the still a working title. Good New Podcast family. Good New Podcast umbrella. Bringing you maybe a football podcast, episode 1.
Could be.
Kind of a football podcast. Only a football whatever you want to call it. So first off, thank you to Phil, Padley, Tim, whoever else. I don't remember who we talked to.
Yeah, I don't remember everybody
Men's League.
involved.
But we got some good feedback. We're talking about some ideas. And we came up with, let's release a football-only podcast episode each week, separate from the traditional.
Yep.
So here we are. How are you doing?
Good. And you?
Also good. A lot going on in my brain trying to figure out how to speak in terms of this is going to release prior to this, that, whatever. So we're recording on Monday the 25th. This shall come out, assuming nothing goes wrong, on Thursday the 28th. So you're hopefully listening Thursday the 28th. Tonight the Packers play the Lions at Lambeau.
At Lambeau.
Thursday Night Football.
Could determine the North.
Yeah, it could be the, when they look back, the tiebreaker. Right now we're tied in the division, right? Or are they ahead?
Nope, we're tied.
No, we're tied.
2-1.
2-1, 2-1. So I guess, yeah, that covers the brief intro. So thank you to Phil Padley, a.k.a. Popcan, which if you're not familiar with that nickname, definitely go up and ask him.
Yeah. Especially if you're family.
He had a run-in where somebody was very interested in.
My father.
He had a great answer on. It was basically a political, just change the subject type deal.
A non-answer answer.
Yes. So that gets us into talking about the Packers. Like we just said, Thursday Night Football. But we're going to go rewind a little bit to Sunday when they played the... Who the fuck did they just play? Saints. Thank you. What a game in terms of roller coaster of emotions.
Holy fuck.
Now, I was slightly, not irritated, just, again, second week in a row where I didn't have a game on, sitting down, having a beer, and whatever, enjoying, the viewing experience. I only missed a little bit of this one, listened to it on the radio, got home before halftime. So, yeah, that was a whole different thing, but roller coaster of emotions. Did they lose the coin flip?
They won the coin flip.
They won, and they chose
defer.
to... They deferred, okay.
So we're 2-1 when we are able to defer to the second half.
Yep, okay. So we're going to keep that stat.
2-0 when we defer.
When we get it, we win.
Yes.
At half.
Yep.
We get it at half, we win. So we got that figured out so far through 3 weeks. We definitely got to do everything we can to make sure we get the ball after halftime. What happened? Talk me through a few things that you noticed because you got to watch front to back, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So the opening kickoff, whatever, kick it down to them. I don't think they returned it. 3-and-out. Awesome performance by the defense. Force a punt. We get the ball at, I think it was our 48 or 49. And then the one halfway decent run that Dylan had the entire fucking game gets called back for a hold. Play one. Follow that up immediately with a false start, which penalties obviously just killed us the whole game.
That's what I texted you about. I'm like, these fucking penalties.
Yeah.
And before that, we were already starting in a bad position because of the injuries, the key inactives for the Packers.
Yep.
Bakhtiari again, Watson's still out, Aaron Jones still out, Elton Jenkins was out, Jair was out, and then we had 2 people go down during the game, Devondre Campbell and who else? Oh, Valentine.
Yep.
Also toward the end, which didn't matter, Zach Tom went out.
Yep.
Hurt his knee somehow or gingerly kind of walked off with a knee.
Bad, yeah.
He played a few after he got hurt. and then when they were going to kneel it and everything else, he just didn't go back in. But yeah, injuries and penalties are currently fucking us.
Yeah.
But somehow we found a way.
Yeah. I mean, we needed to get points for the field possession that we had. We needed points right away and just shit the bed.
Yeah. I was listening to a Packers specific podcast this morning on the way to work just to recap and like listen to somebody else talk about it. And he had a very interesting, if you look at the first game, no, how did this go? It was 3 quarters or 4 quarters basically got us through most of the Falcons game, and then they shit the bed in the fourth quarter. And then that fourth quarter combined with the first 3 quarters against the Saints, it was just a total like polar opposites. Like we were plus 30 in point differential, and then these last shitty ones we had, end of the Falcons game and the majority of the Saints game, we were minus 30. So we had like decent stuff going, lost the Falcons game because we played like shit, started really slow, took a long time, 1 quarter, not even a full fucking quarter. The Packers finally started to play and won the game. So just total like polar opposites of 2 different teams, it looks like.
Yeah.
Which I think that's to be expected with how young the team is and having a quote-unquote inexperienced, he's only had 4 NFL starts, right. Jordan Love. He looks, one person after they won, start building the statue. Like he's going to be the best of the last 3 quarterbacks we've had. They're like talking about him being the best. I love some of the stuff I've seen, not pun intended. I love what he can do.
Yeah. There were enough throws, though, as I'd mentioned when we were texting during the game, that if he leads the guy, probably catches instead of making number 1 for the Saints, whatever the fuck his name was, Taylor or something like that.
Some weird Alando something bullshit.
Looked like he knew what he was doing, even though
dude,
a couple of those could have been
Vilma, who was on the.
Dude, oh my god,
he was blowing that guy so hard. The cornerback you're talking about.
Yep.
So annoying. Cody Weber had some very choice words that I will not repeat, but I totally agree that he is extremely annoying and just some of the shit. It's like, come on, he played for the Saints, didn't he?
He played for the Patriots, I know.
Okay.
Maybe the Saints too. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. It seemed like he was an idiot compared to like, oh, this is somebody who's never played, but actually he did. I would say Jordan Love, he's still got only 1 interception in 3 games. And that's still him throwing the ball quite a bit. Some, like you said, throws behind people, some dangerous throws that ended up being like that last touchdown. Like if the cornerback turns around, he could have defended it, potentially intercepted it.
He did play for the Saints, Vilma.
Oh, he did. Okay. But I like what he's doing, how he's mobile enough. And he's like that that run in the fourth quarter where they just thought he was going to duck out of bounds and he ripped off another 10 or 15 because of it.
Yep.
Like he's got the vision or awareness enough and it's only going to get better.
Yep.
And his throws to receivers as they like actually play games, it's not just them practicing in California or the preseason, any of that shit. It'll get better and better. The timing, leading people, he'll understand the way, like just how Rodgers got that connection with his receivers. So I think it's going to get pretty sweet. That throw, the 2-point conversion, where I'm like, what? Like I thought he was running
for it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I don't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
So this was on the podcast I listened to this morning. Statistically, mathematically, big math guy, I know you are. You will, if you go for 2-point conversions, you have the same, if not slightly better odds at getting 1 than in the current state of the game where the extra point is kicked from, than making both of those. So it is better odds that you will get 1 2-point conversion out of 2 than making 2 extra points.
All right. Plus, then you have to play for the tie if you kick the extra points. So
yep. So I was torn because we just watched that, shortly before that, the 4th and 2, where it did not go well. I'm like, fuck, this is going to be what screws us.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I was worried we were going to lose momentum if we didn't get that.
Yep. And yeah, I was like, oh my God, he's scrambling. Oh my God, what's he going to do? Is he going to run it again? Is he going to try to run it? And then he just makes that throw. And I don't know if there's if a cornerback that has, because he looked like that guy, I don't know who it was covering Toure. He could have easily like done something. I think he was just like he had given up on the play. He was watching Jordan Love. He wasn't like guarding his guy.
Yep.
And thank God Toure caught it.
Yeah.
That would have sucked. Like if he threw a dime and just
hit him right in the hands, like he
it.
did with Reed. How many times?
Yeah. So yeah, hell of a game. I know some people that were there, and they said it was absolutely that fourth quarter, like to go from being like, oh fuck, this sucks.
Yeah.
And what a story for Jordan Love. His first time playing as the starter, like opening a season, like it's his team now, like
yep.
And to have he had a shitty fourth quarter. They followed up with 3 offensive like quarters that sucked, and then holy shit, he makes a comeback.
Yep.
And I think that was, they said, tied for the biggest comeback in a home opener.
Yep.
Because I think there's bigger comebacks, but they weren't in a home opener.
Right.
A different stat that was interesting. Aaron Rodgers has one comeback to win the game, either of that margin or total, I can't remember, against a team with a winning record.
Oh, yeah.
And Jordan Love already has
in his
one.
career. Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of exciting stuff. Reed, the fact that he's made a couple of those catches, even though he had been dropping the ball, like that's impressive. Less drops would be great. Rashawn Gary got a game ball. He was crying in the locker room.
Get him an extension tomorrow.
Dude, the guy is an absolute fucking animal.
He's not even a full year off a torn ACL.
No. And comes back. He had I don't recall because I didn't get to watch a lot of it, but they said he had a worthless game or a pretty much non-existent game last week. I know
that's so hard to...
Quay Walker had 17 tackles, so he had a
Yeah.
big game last week. Rashawn Gary didn't do enough.
But
And this is
that's hard to
opposite.
measure with defense, especially with the pass rusher, because if you're getting double teamed, that's opening somebody else up.
Yeah,
They don't take that into account.
true. I mean, deep, like crazy analytics, they do get into that, but it's just you don't hear about it.
Right.
People look at the spread or stat sheet, and that's it. Yeah, he killed Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Took him out of the game. Like his sack took him out of the game. The one where he like
sprained AC joint.
Yep, where he kind of like just jumped and like put all of his weight on him and swung around and threw him to the ground. Fucking incredible. And then I think later in the game he sacked Winston, and as he was getting up, he like pushed him down a little bit, and I was like, "Oh no, don't get a fucking penalty! Like you're playing so good." Luckily, they didn't call it, and he got a little bit of hand in the face mask on the sack. But yeah, great game by him. Who else was on defense? That Savage played a good game, I think.
Yeah,
special teams included, which was huge.
Yeah, that tackle on the kick return.
Yep. So Joe Barry has not been a favorite for Packers fans. But if you look at, you could say his defense could have gave up 13 points if that field goal at the end would have been made.
Mm-hmm.
Like they they gave up the position, whatever. Anyways, without the special teams punt return, the defense gave up 10 points.
Yep.
So pretty good.
I'll take that every week.
Especially with Jair out.
Yep.
And then Devondre going out and another like cornerback going out. So pretty good. Keep it going. Love that. The special teams, I see people now, it's like Joe Barry has a good game or the defense has a good game. Now they want to get on Bisaccia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because really, I mean, last year, if Amari Rodgers would have kept playing, Bisaccia would have been really fucked.
Yeah.
But luckily, he played so shitty, it was an easy decision.
Yep.
And then they just got lucky with Keyshawn.
Right.
And so far this year, our special teams, whether we're
pretty average.
Yeah, not great. I mean, to give up a punt return, which I didn't get to see, but the dudes, Larry McCarron and whoever else on the radio, made it sound like nobody, like he didn't even have to break a tackle.
No.
Nobody was in the area.
No, yeah, it was just piss poor coverage.
So that sucks. I mean, if we can not have any more punt returns or kick returns for touchdowns, then I think, okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
But if that keeps happening, that'll cost some games for sure. We lost the turnover battle. We had a interception, which was basically a punt. I mean, it was an arm punt.
Yep.
He threw the fucker way downfield. I don't even know who he overthrew there, but
wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't even close at all. Broken route, whatever. Just bad throw potentially, or maybe he knew what he was doing. I'm gonna say that he knew what he was doing and just wanted to get rid of it. And we gave it over on downs once or twice. I know once for sure, and we didn't turn them over at all.
Yep.
So to win giving up a punt return, losing the turnover battle with that amount of injuries.
9 penalties, 7 on the offense?
Yep,
Something like that.
that sounds right. Because a lot of people, whether it was just different teams fans or Saints fans, talking shit about, well, if Derek Carr would have played the rest of the game, you guys are fucked.
If we would have had the guys that make up 32% of our salary cap.
Give us half of those guys and don't let anyone go out during the game, and yeah, it would have been a different game to start.
Yeah.
So fuck the Saints fans. Yeah, lovely game. Like I jumped out of my chair when that field goal was missed.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy, I meant to look him up, Groupie. He has to be a Packer. Like, I bet you there's a picture somewhere on the internet of him growing up, pajamas, like Packer jersey
Packer
or something.
gear.
Yep, I guarantee it. That poor bastard.
He took it in stride when they were interviewing him after the game. Like, he didn't, like, he's like, yeah, everybody did their job except me. So, respect him a little bit for that.
Yep. That's basically, we could make a shirt if we were like the powerhouse that Barstool Sports was. I think we could make a shirt like our font, Green Bay Katrinas, because we just flooded the end zone with touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Well, that might be a stretch.
I mean,
all 2 of them.
Considering we didn't have any for the last.
No, that's true.
All of a sudden, we were just, our Rashawn Gary flooded the stat sheet with sacks and pressures. So
there you go.
Green Bay Katrinas, working name maybe. Now, other games from week 3. I printed off the sheet. I mean, I think we should start with the Bears. Because
that's not a game, so.
They didn't show up.
Dude,
that was fun to watch.
I don't know if I, just relish the fact that the Bears are so shitty or the Jets are so shitty. Because both fan bases were like, oh, this is our year.
Yeah.
We're going to do it this year.
I'll give the Jets a little bit of a pass because they aren't playing with. If Aaron Rodgers was playing and he was throwing 30 interceptions a game,
it's a team game.
It is
next
a team
man
game.
up.
Their defense should be better, like it's supposed to be really good, and it's not helping them.
Right.
And the Cardinals just beat the fucking Cowboys, so I don't know what the fuck the Jets did against the Cowboys. Nothing. Yeah. But anyways, we're talking about the Bears. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Taylor Swift was at the game. Nobody made mention of it, but she was
never showed her on TV at all.
She was actually up in the box with Mrs. Kelsey. So
Who'd have thought?
There's been no talk of it, which is shocking. I saw a great post. It said it was like a Kansas City Chiefs picture or whatever, and it's like for the Swifties becoming NFL fans. And it was like going through the rules. And like, you get this many downs, you score points, like it's 6 points, 3 points, this points, blah, 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 blah. And the last one, Cowboys fans will tell you their team is good, but that's never the case.
Not since the early 90s.
So, yeah, for all the new people, I bet, so I wouldn't put it past the Taylor Swift fans. They're going to assume she's going to go to games if there's like no schedule conflict, like her tour or stuff, like whatever. So any seats that they can find that are in front of boxes, especially at home, where they know those seats.
Yep.
If you have those seats, you could probably start selling those for $10,000 a pop.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are losing their fucking mind.
Although the IRS just did make a new rule.
That's right. Ticket resellers over $600.
$600, you have to claim it.
Now, there's talk that you're going to have to claim any Venmo or PayPal transaction over $600.
Yep.
Is that real?
I don't know if that went through or not.
I fucking hope not. Because I use that shit just to, like, move money. Like, not like pay for services. Like, I don't pay my...
Right.
More, like, whatever you want to call it, like my...
But, like, if we're going to a concert together, you buy the tickets or I buy the tickets.
Exactly.
And then one of us reimburses whoever purchased them, so...
Yeah. Like, lodging and different things.
Yep.
Like, it's not like... we're selling goods that I'm not
we're just squaring up instead of using
tax.
cash.
Exactly. So that had to have been shot down. I'm assuming you wouldn't think the liberals, I'm not sure who proposed it. You wouldn't think the liberals would have because they're like the ones that are in theory more like techie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
This is a football podcast.
Yeah, sorry. Totally a football podcast, not a anything else podcast. So Chiefs absolutely shit stomped the Bears.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, did you see his ankle get rolled up on?
I didn't see the actual injury. I saw him get up and start limping around.
It did not look good. And he was pretty gingerly like walking around right after it happened.
He's also kind of a pansy and known for faking.
Limp wrist. Oh, yeah, that too.
Didn't that cost you money last year?
Yes, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I never gamble on sports. It's illegal. So, yeah, we'll see how his ankle turns out if he's limited in practice this week. Let's see, another shocking one.
Cardinals-Cowboys was shocking.
Cardinals-Cowboys. That was awesome. That knocked some people out of the pool. We have a knockout pool that Kyle runs. So,
For fun.
just for fun and bragging rights only. How many people have been knocked out so far? 5-ish?
No, we
4?
got 5 knocked out this week.
Holy, 5 this week?
Yeah, we're down. We started with 19, and we're down to, I think I counted up, it's 11 left.
11 left, and you are...
Out.
That's right, I forgot. I am...
Thanks a lot, Jacksonville.
I am...
Still in. My prediction is that your wife is going to win it.
Hey,
I sent you that text. She has not used any of the juggernauts yet, so...
brilliant. And I told her, we had this conversation. She asked me week 2, she's like, who are you picking? And I was like, it's not that I am not going to tell you. I'd prefer to, like, talk about it after we do it because I don't want to influence your pick. Because I feel like you have... She watches enough football because I always just have it on, and she's been watching it for years anyway. But I was like, I don't want to, like, negatively influence or sway you or, like, make you think, like, oh, yeah, I should do that instead or whatever. And so we haven't discussed it at all. Like, I think this week after she had sent it to you, I was like, who'd you pick? She's like, nope, I don't tell you. You don't want to talk to me about it? I'm not going to tell you. I'm like, okay, well, I'll see it eventually.
So when you go out, just remember, don't give her any influence.
Yeah, definitely not. Let's see. Bills whooped the Commanders' ass. Imagine that.
Yeah, wasn't even close. Dolphins just absolutely stomped
I wanted to say
the
that
Broncos.
the state of Colorado got their dicks kicked in. First, it was Prime and the Buffaloes, who just didn't even show up to Oregon.
Yep.
And then it was the Broncos, Sean Payton, fucking loser. He's getting just shredded by anyone and everyone.
Well, yeah, because I thought Nathaniel Hackett was the worst coach ever in the history of the NFL.
Talked a lot of shit. He had a pretty angry press conference afterwards. Love to see it. Fuck him. Bountygate. Did you ever watch the movie about him?
I did not.
Eh.
Isn't that where Kevin James plays him or whatever?
Which is just weird. I didn't think that was the right fit. But yeah, fuck Sean Payton. So we beat his former team. He got his ass kicked. Awesome. Otherwise, the Vikings.
Kirk Cousins is just pissing time away when you're down.
He blamed the fans for the...
Yeah, because they were too loud.
The noise level.
He couldn't hear what the play was. Why don't you just go up and spike the fucking ball?
Yeah, you need somebody... like
and then quick run to the sideline.
He's waiting for Jesus to tell him to spike the ball. Very religious feller.
Must have skipped church on Sunday.
What do you think about the Chargers deciding to go for it in their territory and not get it?
I mean, it's either
we're protecting 4 points. Is not.
It's either a lot of faith in your defense or you're just an idiot.
Or he knew Kirk was not going to play well in that scenario because kind of like it wasn't prime time, but it was a big moment. So
right.
Yeah, that was weird. I loved it, though. Got to talk to a Vikings fan today. He said, first thing I said, like I said something to him, first response of his, rebuild. Like he's already, they're in a rebuild mode.
I mean, they had that great season last year, and they won like 11 games by less than a touchdown.
Yep.
All their games this year have been losses by less than a touchdown, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, sucks to be them.
And then we have
Colts and OT.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, Gardner Minshew. I did see that.
Yep.
Awesome.
Tucker missed a field goal.
He did the Dan Orlovsky and ran out of the back of the end zone. Or stepped.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I missed that.
He stepped out of the back of the end zone for a safety. And then he got, he did that, tried to step up in the pocket, and just got fucking wrapped up like a pretzel. Just it looked awful, but he was fine. And then he comes back to win the game, which was cool. The Browns shithouse the Titans.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I hate...
Sounds like Will Levis is going to be... Everybody's like, he's going to be starting by week 6.
Might as well. I I hate the Browns, though, mainly just because of Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
So, and then we got 2 games tonight. Did you watch last night, Sunday Night Football?
I watched a little bit of it because I had Devontae in for fantasy, and so he really bailed me out. I'm actually potentially have a chance to win.
I saw somebody post a picture of Caleb Williams. That's the USC quarterback, right?
Yep.
In a Raiders like jersey with Devontae Adams like photoshopped together, and like this pairing is going to be deadly because they're assuming the Raiders are going to suck, but I don't know if they're going to be that bad.
The Raiders have already won a game.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be that bad. Never know. But yeah, I said we have 2 games tonight. Monday Night Football. You guys are listening on Thursdays, but so you already know what's going to happen, or what has happened. Who do you got? You pick one, I'll pick one. Who do you got for Eagles Buccaneers?
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Yep, I agree.
I think
with
the
that.
Bucs will cover though, because I think it's 5.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Baker Mayfield. I think it's like the magic or like him playing just good enough will start to fade. It's not going to be great all
next
season.
week though.
Okay. Rams Bengals should be a good one, you would think. But Burrow, I don't even know. Is he hurt?
I haven't heard if he's going to play or not.
Okay, well, I'm going to say if Burrow plays, this will be because they're 0-2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
Burrow.
need Joe Mixon to score 4 more points than Dallas Goedert tonight, and then I win.
I heard that Joe Mixon actually punched another girl in the face yesterday.
Well, good. He'll get suspended later this week. He'll still play tonight.
The NFL really doesn't care about that kind of stuff anyway.
Absolutely.
But if you gamble on a game or smoke marijuana, you will never play ever again.
Yep. Straight to jail.
I'm going to go Bengals by 2 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Because Joe Burrow's going to have a coming out party.
Wow.
And fuck the Rams.
Wow.
Yep. Assuming that's
bold prediction.
That's if Joe Burrow plays. If he doesn't play, it'll be
I don't even know who the backup is.
AJ McCarron.
It could be.
Is it really?
I don't know. He was at one point.
I don't know. That name just for some reason came to my head. So you guys will know the results of Monday Night Football by the time you listen to this. So be sure to make fun of us if we're way fucking off. Now, we talked about week 3.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the knockout pool already.
Yep.
Fantasy, you said you can win if you score more than if Mixon
scores 4 points more than Dallas Goedert.
Got it.
Tonight.
And at one point, you were like down in the single digits for percentage before Devontae Adams played, weren't you? Or was it like
maybe not
10s,
single
20s?
digits, but there at one point it was Barry had a 75% chance to win the game.
Yeah,
now it's 50-50.
Yep.
I'm projected to win by basically 6 yards.
Wow. That'll be a close one. And you only had 42 points on your bench
from Raheem, yeah,
from one player.
Of course, I put Jordan Addison in my lineup. Doesn't do anything this week.
If you get now listeners who play fantasy football, even if you don't, you would be able to figure this out. I think if you had somebody that scored 12 points, pretty good, week 1, and then week 2 scored like 37 points. Do you think week 3 just throw him in the lineup to see what happens?
Well, look at what Jordan Addison's been doing too. He's just been touchdowns left and right.
True, they're different positions though.
Yeah, but they would have gone in the same spot.
So Joe Mixon tonight, when he shits the bed, and you have a running back
when he rushes for 2 touchdowns, and I'm going to say $140.
Whoa, I love that. If that happens,
sorry, Barry.
I highly doubt that's going to happen. I bet I could see the 2 touchdown part because Joe Burrow will get him down there. And then he'll punch some lady or punch it through the line and get it in there. I bet he doesn't have more than 80 yards. You're saying?
Hey, I'll fucking take it. I don't care.
40?
Dude, Dallas Goedert has like 22 yards on the season. I like my odds.
He's due for a good game.
Yeah, next week.
Why wouldn't you accept my trade for Mostert?
Maybe because the guy you wanted to give me tore all of his letters.
Oh. Well, if you're not going to use him, I figured somebody should.
Well, I will next week now, and then he won't do jack all.
Okay, you guys heard it. He's going to put in Mostert, and he thinks he's not going to do well. And if he does do well, he's going to trade him to me.
No. Nope.
All right. So, week 4. So we're going to do a thing. I think this was Padley's idea, to pick games and keep score against each other.
Yep.
Now, the format I came up with, it might not be perfect. We'll try it this week. Who knows if it works well or not. But the format I came up with, we're going to pick 3 games. One of which we're going to pick the Packers game because we always talk about that.
Yep.
But we're going to pick score and the person Price is Right rules that is closest to the Packers.
I don't like to go without going over because if I'm off by a point and you're like a touchdown under.
Okay. Bob Barker, RIP. We're not going to use your rules.
I'll spay and neuter my pets, but.
Got it. Speaking of which, we found a good dog for you to adopt.
Oh, I actually just talked to a breeder today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, there goes that. This one wasn't pure
short hair,
but it was part short hair and lab. It was so cute.
Ooh.
It was really cool.
Puppy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyhow.
This is a football podcast.
Yep.
Get back on track.
So, Packers game. Whoever picks the closest to the Packers score, regardless of if the Packers win or not, that's how you get a point. We're always, I would assume we're most always going to pick the Packers to win.
Yeah.
So it's going to be score related for the Packers. That'll be worth 1 point. Either one of us will get it or the other. The next one.
Ooh, what if we both predict them to have the same score, though? Should we write it down?
No, because we'll have to talk to we'll have to, tell people.
Well, right, but we can write it down, and then at least you have the proof that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Before we predict
so I don't hear it and I just say what you said or something.
Right.
Yeah, that requires.
Or just grab your phone and open the calculator.
Yep. Okay. And then the next one will be us picking a upset cover. So we have to pick a underdog team that is not favored to win, but they're going to cover the spread. So if you wanted to bet an underdog and try to, see, or you could fade us and be like, nope, those guys are fucking idiots. That team's going to cover the spread, whatever. But we're going to pick an upset cover. And
if you pick them to win.
Correct. You can get a bonus point. So in those, if let's say we each get it right, we each get a point. It's not like we're battling for that point. You can get that point. Both of us can get it. You can press to get an extra point when you say, I'm going to take the Texans to cover and win. And then if they do, you get that extra point.
Yep.
But if they don't, because you pressed,
shot them alert.
Beginning of the next podcast.
Yep.
And then the third and final is just a random pick any game, just predicting the winning team, nothing to do with spread. So as a recap, Packers game, try to get closest to the point total. Upset cover, you have to just pick the underdog that's going to cover the spread, and you can press to get an extra point if they win. And then a random game, you just got to pick a winner. So all that being said, I have not done a ton of homework. I'm going to let you... Actually, have you already decided in your mind? Kinda?
Yeah, I do. I do have
I'm going to type in what I'm going to do for the Packers right now. Did you already do this?
I have the Packers typed in.
And you're just typing in the score.
Just their score.
Yeah. So we play Thursday Night Football against the Lions. I am typing in Packers will win against the Lions.
I also have the Packers winning.
With a score of 24-17.
24-20.
Showing each other our calculators. So there you go. 24-20 says Kyle. 24-17 says Denver. I'm gonna go with my upset cover. I need your help here.
All right.
So I assume the Texans are underdogs to the Steelers.
They are by a field goal.
Okay, I'm gonna compare one more team quick. I would guess the Jags are underdogs to the Falcons.
False.
Oh.
They're favored by a field goal.
Okay.
What happens if we pick the same upset, by the way, also?
That's fine. We each get a point if it happens. Let's see, one more just so I know. God, the Vikings can't go 0-4.
Well, they're favored, so.
Okay. Ooh, what's the line on Broncos Bears?
Broncos by 3.5.
Okay, I'm going to take the Bears.
To cover?
To cover. Bears to cover.
Okay.
So they have to cover the spread, and I get a point.
Okay. Since the Jagoffs completely effed me this week in the knockout pool, I'm taking the Falcons to cover. Not only that, I'm pressing it.
Love it. Good for you. Week 1. Oh, first time we're doing it. He's fucking pressing it. All right. And then now just an outright winner. I'm going to go with, because the Rams are going to lose tonight and get their ass absolutely kicked, I'm going to say the Rams beat the Colts.
That's a pretty easy one. I mean,
You're pretty easy.
I could take a couple of really easy ones. Cowboys are going to bounce back and beat the Patriots. I hate both teams.
Yeah.
So.
Patriots barely beat the Jets.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, so we'll recap and I'll have to go back and listen. We'll post some stuff about this. But so there's our 3 picks each. I have a total of 3 points I can get. Kyle could potentially get 4 points.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Or Shot 'em Alert.
Or Shot 'em Alert. Did you bring that? Not yet.
Yeah, it should be in there.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yikes. Other than that, that gets us through the maybe a football podcast. Definitely a football podcast. We talked about some week 4 stuff, recap the Packers, feedback on it when this comes out. I mean, like when we were talking Thursday night to Phil, Padley, Tim, the guys, it's fun to actually like hear them say like, oh yeah, when I get to work, I listen to it. Cam, listens to it right away. Everyone that does. So thank you, listeners. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I got for this. Is there anything else you can think of?
No, should wrap up.
So that's roughly
round 1,
36 minutes worth. So a little bit quicker.
Yep.
Hopefully you enjoy it before watching Thursday Night Football. And go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
Good, Neil.
Good, Neil.